Good morning, everyone. I'm Flora. After IELTS program, I will study for Master of Business Management. It's my pleasure that I can share a current hot topic with you, the effective use of big data for marketing purpose. I have researched this topic because I'm interested in marketing and it's related to my future major. Before I start, please let me explain why this topic is so significant right now. I believe everyone has same experience with me. After shopping online, we will receive this advertisement on our Facebook and email box. Have you ever thought the reason why we'll receive this advertisement? Because we offered our personal information to commercial companies when I registered our online account. The companies will store our personal information in their database so that they can track our personal information and online activities. Are you worried now? Actually, this is evidence that we connect with commercial company through big data every day. It's so common that companies use big data to customize marketing and to select potential marketers, potential consumers. Yeah, maybe you're unsure what is big data. Let's look at this picture. There are a lot of words that related to big data, such as examples, complex, and so on. Well, what does big data exactly mean? Let's watch a short video to demonstrate this.
So we constantly produce a lot of data, for example via social media, public transport, and GPS. But it goes way beyond that. Daily, we upload 55 million pictures, 340 million tweets, and 1 billion documents. In total, we produce 2.5 quintillion bytes a day. That's a lot of zeros. It's ridiculous. We call this big data. But what's actually more important is what you can do with it. To process big data, you don't need huge computers. People work with the cloud, an endless network of normal servers, and powerful algorithms. This way, they can analyze over 1 million pieces of data in minutes. And the result? Well, for example, video streaming website Netflix analyzed the big data of their viewers, like popular shows and watching patterns. This way, they produced a successful series with the perfect combination of actors, directors, and storyline. Right now, the big data of traffic is being analyzed to develop a car that can drive completely accident-free all by itself. And in the future, we can even use the big data of DNA to determine the perfect treatment. This way, curing genetic diseases like cancer would become much easier. And that's just the start.
After watching this video, we can know that big data can be briefly described as datasets. It focuses on storage, information, and so on. Meanwhile, it combines statistics and social media. Of course, big data has own strengths. It can come from different sources so that marketers can capture diverse information. Also, before the age of big data, companies just could capture the offline information, but now, through the social network, such as Facebook, Twitter, marketers can have a platform to deal with customers' information. However, companies also encounter some problems when they use big data. The primary problem is privacy issue. Second one is long-term investment. The last one is unorganized information. These problems already make companies ineffectively use big data. Hence, marketers have to find some useful way to use big data more effectively. Today, I will introduce this solution one by one. The first, I want to talk about the solution for privacy issue. Privacy issue in big data means that companies unconsciously collect and review personal information illegally. As these two screenshots show, Huawei, a telephone company, has their own apps to collect the users' information. So, this app obviously is very convenient for customers, for marketers to collect users' information, but there is also some risks. For example, companies will collect marketers' information without the permission of customers, and also some data thieves in internet will steal our personal information, then use it for other illegal purposes. Therefore, marketing should have strict ethical standards to deal with this problem. For instance, marketers should be required to study occupational principles and need to be tested before they start to work. Also, marketing should have to standardize the available use range of personal information. However, some opponents may argue that this solution is difficult to execute because some marketers would still illegally use personal information and break rules. Also, no-name and domicile is even more critical, while regulatory change poses a potential threat to marketer researchers' ability to collect data in the future. This means data will influence researchers' ability of collection and analysis. But marketers can carry this solution step by step. The first thing is unify industry standards. Same ethical standards should be established in same industry. For example, it's unfair that companies should follow standards same as the iron and steel company because phone companies aim at individual users, while iron and steel companies more focus on other cooperative companies. Second, punishment practice should be stressed. Unified industry standards and punishment practice could make sure marketers don't break rules. Last but not least, ethics training can help marketers be familiar with these rules so that their ability to analyze data would not be influenced. Also, it also will improve the marketers' awareness of respecting marketers. Now that we have discussed the first solution for privacy issue, let's now look at the solution for long-term investment. When companies use big data, it's inevitable that companies need to spend time, labor, money to capture and analyze information. As Amiska said, marketers are constantly dealing with a variety of channels, and a significant amount of information come out of these channels, and because this data is so spread around. Therefore, technique assessment become necessary. Assessing technique in advance will help marketers choose suitable choice so that the time the company spend on analyze will help marketers choose useful choice so that their working productive would increase and the later investment would decrease. On the other hand, some people may point out that technique assessment would cause additional problems. As Clark said, rich datasets are vulnerable to re-identification procedures. In other words, the effectiveness of big data will be influenced. Meanwhile, assessing technologies have to spend extra money. But it's worth to spend time and money on assessing techniques, because a suitable and useful technology is the key to effectively use big data. For example, some franchises, such as Domino's Pizza, has developed Friend Connect and WebFox to operate and manage their whole business. Even though they need to spend time and money in advance to establish this analytic system, they could increase managing efficiency at the later time. Also, according to Nana's side, understanding technologies from a management and implementation perspective help them to sustain in the long run. Hence, marketers should take skill training to improve their ability of analysis. Through training, marketers can assess technology easily and can choose suitable technologies. So far, we have discussed the two kinds of important solutions for using big data. Next, we are going to talk about the solution for the last problem, unorganized information. As Bowers and Lahore side, the biggest complexity of managing big data is the fact that it's generated from many sources and in different formats. In other words, the first-hand information which marketers capture from a different source is usually disorganized, and in general, useful data mixed with useless data. In order to get effective information, marketers have to organize their company's database. Hence, database management would be a useful way to deal with the problem. However, some people may argue that database management could cause the business increase of business costs. As we can see, for managing database, companies have to spend time to track information and need to assign professionals to charge their database. Once companies need to spend more time and human resources on managing, their need to the increasing of business costs is unavoidable. While this may be true, managing database would increase the business costs, but it also can increase revenues because it can improve the efficiency of information. If marketers classify the information with suitable tools, their productivity would be improved, so that the time which companies spend on analysis will be saved. For example, if a real estate company wants to introduce a new apartment to customers, they should set up different categories, such as different emphases, like price, environment, and facilities, to identify the consumption preference of customers so that they can make business decisions quickly. It could help companies take advantage in marketing competition. Furthermore, companies should update information in their database on time. As Nona and Dominic said, velocity refers to the challenges in accessing stored data quickly enough for it to be useful. For most real-world uses, data needs to be accessible in something close to real time. Therefore, updating is very important for marketers. Once commercial companies are willing to manage database, they can get new information immediately and can understand their customers quickly. In other words, improving the efficiency of information can increase the business revenue in long term. To sum up, facing the challenges and certain potential advantages of big data, companies in different industries should have strict ethical standards for providing privacy issue and need to assess techniques for overcoming long-term investment, and also they should manage their database for handling unorganized information. These three solutions will help companies use big data effectively and rebuild the confidence of marketers to big data. If companies actively take actions, big data will be more beneficial for marketing purposes. Thank you. If you have any question, please feel free to ask me.
Just tell me your intended audience for this presentation. Like, besides us, who would benefit from this presentation?
I think should be commercial company and marketers. They should because when they use big data, they will encounter some problems, and this problem already cause them ineffectively use big data. So I think maybe commercial company and marketers should take these solutions and take some actions to overcome these problems.
Okay,
yeah.
So give me an example of a company that would benefit from this presentation.
Okay, just as I already talked about the Domino's Pizza, as the franchise, they already established an analytic system, the Friend Connect and Web Fox, to handling the unorganized information and to use these suitable technologies to operate and manage their database. That they can have a very favorable information to understand their customers. Yeah, so they can make business decision more quickly. Yeah.
Do you think the CEO of Domino's would disagree with anything you said today? Is there anything you presented that would be controversial to any of these CEOs?
No.
Okay. Anyone have a question?
What kind of enterprises do you think need to use big data?
Actually, I think the phone companies should have some solutions to make sure their products are more effective, because some just like iPhone have some iCloud, but if we don't have the backdoor to protect users' information, this information will be stored by some data thieves in internet. Yeah, so our personal information will be stored. Yeah.
Do companies have a problem with big data, or is it the consumers that have an issue with big data?
It's company.
So the companies have a problem with big data?
Yeah.
Okay. And do consumers also have an issue with big data?
Actually, because I focus on the commercial companies, so I just researched this field about commercial companies, about these solutions, such as privacy issue, because they will review the user's information. Yeah.
You were focused on commercial.
Company. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thanks.